Hey, it's Bruce. So I'm here to talk to you a little bit about the Peppermint Candy Challenge. How do we do with that? Well, I'll tell you, but you have to wait till toward the end of the video. Bear with me, I'm gonna watch the mites first. Have you watched Greg Burns' channel? He makes a convincing argument for not using alcohol for his mite washes. Instead, he's using Dawn Ultra detergent in water and says he's getting much more accurate results. Doing side-by-side comparisons, he's finding more mite drops with dishwashing liquid than he is with the alcohol. So I had been using isopropyl alcohol in 90%, but I'm going to try something a little different now. Okay, interesting. This queen here is so funny. She always seems to want to put her brood up in the top box instead of down in the bottom. That's actually not a bad brood one. Nectar and brood. All right, a little bit of nectar, not as much as I'd like to see up top here. To go downstairs here. Saw some young brood. There's food up in here. So I'm going to call this queen good. Just take some mite count and then leave them be. Another thing I'm doing, you remember these things? I've had a lot of people talk to me about how my peppermint candy treatment routine was going and what I thought of it. Well, let me tell you right now, I'm no scientist. You know, I do what I think is right, and I work with these bees, and I want to succeed, and I want these bees to succeed in what they're doing. And the peppermint candy, I believe it actually works. But the issue I have with it is several of my hives are pretty strong hives. And when you have a nice strong hive, what happens is the bees eat the candy pretty quick. And so with the candy being eaten, I'm continuing to put candy in the hive. I think it's worth it, and I think it's working. But I'm also going to continue with the beetle barns too. I mean, I don't go into these bees every single week. I go in about every other week and I check on them to make sure they're doing good, see if the queen's laying eggs. And my bee club always talks about mood, food, and brood. And that's kind of the way I was trained. That's kind of what I look for. But you know, you girls go in there. You know, you do what you got to do, you know? So, is it working? Yeah, I think so. When I just started doing the peppermint challenge, my thought was that I was going to just use the peppermint candy and completely get away from using the beetle barns. Now that's not a bad strategy, I guess, but I think it's more appropriate to do both at this stage of the game. So we'll press on. My first mite count, you asked me? I had 2 mites. 2 mites. I'm not going to treat them right now. I did treat with Apivar, so I didn't really think I'd get a lot of mites, but they're doing pretty good.